My name is Anna. I'm 25 years old. I live in a small town. I work at a bakery. Every morning I wake up early. I bake bread, cakes, and cookies. I smile at the customers. I work hard every day. My life is simple. I live alone in a small apartment. It has one bed, one chair, and a small table. I like my small life. It is quiet and safe. There was a man I loved many years ago. His name is Daniel. We met when I was 20. He was kind, funny, and smart. I liked him very much. I told him my feelings. I wanted to be with him. But he chose someone else. I was heartbroken. I cried a lot. I tried to forget him. I thought I would never see him again. I told myself life must go on. I focused on my work. I baked bread and cakes every day. I helped my neighbors. I smiled at everyone, even if my heart felt empty sometimes. I thought I could live without him. I believed I would be happy one day. But in my heart, I still remembered Daniel. I remembered his laugh, his eyes, his soft voice. I remembered every little thing about him. One rainy morning, I was walking to the bakery. The streets were empty. I held my umbrella tightly. The wind was strong. My shoes were wet. I was late for work. Suddenly, I saw someone standing in front of the bakery. He was tall. His hair was dark. His coat was black. My heart stopped. It was Daniel. He looked at me. I looked away quickly. My hands were shaking. I could not believe it. Daniel smiled. It was the same smile I remembered. My heart felt heavy. I wanted to run, but my feet did not move. He said, "Anna, it's been a long time." His voice was soft. I nodded. I did not know what to say. My throat was dry. My heart was full of old memories. I wanted to ask him why. Why did he leave me before? Why did he choose her? But I stayed silent. He walked closer. He held a small bouquet of flowers. "For you?" he said quietly. I looked at the flowers. They were simple, but beautiful. My hands shook as I took them. I did not know what to say. My heart wanted to be happy, but it also felt afraid. I remembered the pain from years ago. I remembered the nights I cried alone. Could I trust him now? Daniel smiled again. He said, "I made a mistake. I should have chosen you back then." My heart stopped. The words were gentle, but heavy. I wanted to scream, but I only nodded. I did not know if I wanted to forgive him. I did not know if I could. I wanted to feel anger, but the old love was still there. My chest hurt. My eyes filled with tears. He stayed there for a long time. I wanted him to leave, but I also wanted him to stay. The rain fell harder, and the streets became slippery. We did not move. We just stood there, looking at each other. My heart was full of old memories, and new feelings began to rise. Could love grow again after so many years? Could I trust him with my heart? I did not know. That morning, I realized that life had given me a second chance. But I also knew that the choice was mine. I had to decide if I could forgive, if I could open my heart again. Daniel waited patiently, as if he knew I needed time. I looked at him once more. I wanted to speak, but no words came. The rain fell around us, and the past and present felt mixed together. I turned and walked slowly toward the bakery. He followed me, quietly. I felt the weight of the years between us. I wanted to hate him, but I could not. I wanted to cry, but I also wanted to smile. My hands held the flowers tightly. My heart was full of questions. That day, I knew something had changed, but I did not know what the future would bring. The next few days were strange. Daniel came to the bakery every morning. Sometimes he just watched me work quietly. Sometimes he spoke softly, asking about my day. I tried to act normal, but my heart always raced when he was near. I did not know if I should speak to him freely or keep my distance. One afternoon, I finished cleaning the bakery and stepped outside. The rain had stopped, and the sky was gray but calm. Daniel was standing by the door, holding another small bouquet. "For you," he said again, smiling gently. I took the flowers. My fingers touched his hand for a brief moment. My heart skipped a beat. I wanted to pull away, but I did not. We walked together slowly along the street. The air was cool, and the street smelled fresh after the rain. He asked me about my life, my work, and my small apartment. I answered honestly, feeling a strange comfort in speaking to him. I realized I had missed this. I had missed the gentle voice, the soft laugh, and the kindness that I once loved. That evening, he asked if he could come inside my apartment. I hesitated. My small home was private, and I had lived alone for so long, but something in his eyes made me say yes. He stepped inside quietly, careful not to touch anything. He looked around, and I felt a mix of pride and shame. My home was simple, but it was mine. He sat down on my chair and looked at me. "Anna, I'm sorry for everything," he said. His eyes were soft, full of regret. I wanted to speak, but my throat felt tight. I nodded slowly. The pain of the past years came back, but I also felt something new, a hope that maybe he could be trusted now. He stayed for a long time that evening. We did not talk much. We just sat in silence, drinking tea and listening to the quiet sounds of my small apartment. I felt a strange warmth in my chest. For the first time in years, I felt safe and seen. I realized that even though he had hurt me before, he was here now, and he was sincere. Days passed, and our meetings became routine. He brought small gifts, a book, a pastry, a single flower from the park. I did not know if I was falling in love again, or if I was only remembering the old love. But I noticed that I looked forward to seeing him. I waited by the bakery door, and my heart felt lighter when he appeared. One evening, he said something that shocked me. "Anna, I want you to know I have waited too long, but I cannot wait any longer. I want to be with you, if you will let me." My heart beat so fast, I thought it might stop. I looked at him, unsure what to say. Could I trust him after all these years? Could I let myself hope again? I walked away that night, alone in the quiet streets. My mind was full of questions. I thought about all the years I had waited, all the nights I cried, and all the days I spent wondering what could have been. Now he was here, and he was sincere. But the past could not be erased. Could I forgive him completely? Could I love him again? The next morning, I opened my bakery early. I wanted to be busy, to focus on work, to think less about him. But my heart pulled me toward the door, hoping he would come. And he did. He smiled at me, gently, without words. I smiled back, a small but real smile. I realized that the choice was mine. I could open my heart, or I could walk away forever. That day, I decided to take a small step. I accepted a cup of tea he offered, and we sat on the bench outside. The sun peeked through the clouds, and the air was warm. We talked softly about small things, books, pastries, and the town. I realized that, even though the years had been hard, maybe it was not too late for something beautiful to begin. Weeks went by, and Daniel and I spent more time together. Slowly, I began to trust him again. We walked in the park, shared small meals, and laughed at little things. Each moment felt fragile but real. I realized that even though he had waited too long, he was sincere now, and I could choose to let him back into my life. One rainy evening, Daniel held my hand and said, "Anna, I cannot change the past, but I promise to be here for you from now on." His words were quiet but strong. I looked into his eyes and saw regret, love, and honesty. My chest felt heavy with emotion, but also light. I nodded and whispered, "I believe you." The next day, I met him at the bakery, and he had a small box in his hands. "For you," he said, opening it to reveal a delicate silver necklace. I felt tears in my eyes. It was not expensive, but it was full of thought and care. I realized that love was not about grand gestures, but small, true moments of kindness. We continued slowly, taking each day as it came. I forgave him, not because the past was erased, but because I wanted to choose happiness now. I learned that love could return even after mistakes, but only if both hearts were open. I felt a warmth in my chest I had not felt for years. One morning, I received a call from my mother. I had ignored her for too long, lost in my own life and pain. My heart ached as I listened to her voice, filled with worry and love. Tears ran down my cheeks as I whispered, "I'm sorry, Mom. I'll come see you." I realized that life was too short to wait. People we love may not wait forever, and sometimes we have to take a step before it's too late. From that day, I tried to live differently. I opened my heart to love, forgiveness, and connection. Daniel was by my side, and I could finally see a future that was gentle and bright. I knew mistakes could not be undone, but choices could still shape the life I wanted. And now, I want to share my story with you. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to Cozy English Story for more heartfelt stories that teach lessons about love, life, and choices. Hit the like button, leave a comment about your thoughts, and join our community of learners and dreamers. Every story is a chance to learn English, feel emotions, and understand the beauty of human connection.